Well, maybe Sharon could put a good word in for you. She got some relatives that work there.
I do.
And shows you just give the best that you can.
The experiences of people who describe themselves as undergoing electronic harassment using esoteric technology, and who all call themselves targeted individuals, vary, but experiences often include hearing voices in their heads, calling them by name, often mocking them or others around them, as well as physical. What is a gangstalker? It's called gangstalking, harassment that centers on a group effort to surveil, attack, discredit, and silence a target, sometimes to the point of destroying his or her life. Harassment techniques may include surveillance, conditioning where victims are sensitized to certain stimuli such as everywhere that you go, someone coughs as they walk past you.
That right there, that right there is the truth, that if it's bothering them or whatever.
For the Vancouver City Police, the concept of stalking arose in the 1980s, followed increased by legal equity for women and prosecution of domestic violence. Generally, stalking has a single perpetrator. Generally, stalking has a single perpetrator who may sometimes recruit others to act vicariously on their behalf, usually unwittingly. Beginning in the early 2000s,
we've covered how to spot a psychopath or sociopath.
The term gangstalking became popularized to describe a different experience of repeated harassment, which instead comes from multiple people who organize around a shared purpose, with no one person solely responsible. We need accountability today. Stalking is unwanted and or repeated surveillance by an individual or group toward another person. Stalking behaviors are interrelated to harassment and intimidation, and may include following the victim in person or monitoring them. The term stalking is used with some different definitions in psychological warfare. Electronic harassment, electromagnetic torture, or psychotronic torture is a conspiracy theory that government agents make use of electromagnetic radiation, such as microwave, auditory,
American personnel who have fallen ill under these mystifying circumstances.
Affects people's bodies and harass people. Individuals who claim to experience this call themselves targeted individuals. Some claim they are victims of gangstalking, and many have created or joined support advocacy groups. Multiple medical professionals have evaluated that these experiences are hallucinations, the result of delusional disorders or psychosis. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's bullshit. Article here, it says, this gangstalking and use of do has to go. You're killing me slowly and have already tore up my life. Well, this is about do weapons, directed energy weaponry, and targeted individual. Okay, let's just continue. Just looking over some here. Do justice, all you need to know. Musings of someone currently gang-stalked and harassed by a very low IQ, desperate, pathetic, entitled, sadistic, narcissistic, psychopathic, using new weapons. Gang-stalking tactics. Gang-stalking tactics. These are used to give targeted individual mental illness or to appear as mentally ill. Sure, yeah, make them look like a crazy person. Sure. Petition, stop illegal gang stalking. Yes. 2021, October 2021. Look for change.org. Sign the petition. Gang stalking, MK Ultra Mind Control. EMF, DEW, do conspiracy open talk. EMF, microwave, combo meters. They're talking. Okay. Family gang stalking. I was threatened almost ever. Gang stalking, targeted individuals. It's directed. Energy weapons. Do. That's a place you can contact them in. They contact us. Watching as the Richard Moore of the Northern Mississippi anti-gang stalking group. Nice. Truth is out. Richard Lighthouse interview. Targeted justice. Links to all on Chris Dorr, historian and writer, author guide to the conspiracy. I have a new guest. Alright, swing. Next, Cutthroat Society on Twitter. Targeted individual, Cutthroat Society at Cutthroat Society. Check them out. A real phenomenon, gang stalking. Internet archive. Keywords, gang stalking, group stalking, stalking. So for this, the Vancouver City Police, the officer that I spoke to that day at my residence, which I have an incident number, by the way. I hope you did fill in your report, because, I spoke of a couple of people that were gang stalking me in this building, and the ringleader that started it, but he's no longer around. But anyways, let's continue.
Mentioned officer did not know what gang stalking was.
Although the ringleader no longer resides at the building I live at, there are people continuing today the same behaviors and continuing the harassment. And also, just letting people know that need help with this, documenting it each time it happens so it can be admitted in a court of law as evidence. That includes my neighbors who have been listening to the same behaviors by these people, whether she's going to be a hostile witness or not, irregardless. I have documents of her being woken up by these individuals. Okay, we're not going to just pick on the Vancouver City Police. Let's pick on the staff at where I live by the owned and operated city hall. This is for you. This message is for you. Your staff didn't know what gang stalking was, and they treated me like I was a crazy person. I didn't appreciate that. So let's give you a little education, shall we?
Let's continue.
Without offense, there's so much to look and see on the internet. We've had 2 years of lockdown, and I've learned a lot because I learned about fecal matter smear. If you read the article in the Intelligencer, there was an article that talked about a couple meeting up, and after he went to the washroom, he didn't wash his hands, and apparently gave her a hug and stuff when they were leaving after their lunch date, and some fecal smear was left on her coat. She gets it on her hands or scratches her nose before she gets a chance to wash her hands coming in the door. 3 days later, she's in the hospital. Doctors don't know what's wrong with her and can't help her until the coroner finds out there was fecal matter in her. which is also commonly used in black magic. Fecal matter is either your food is poisoned, or you touch a door handle after somebody had their thumb up their bum. Witchcraft, the royal art, the art of poisoning people. And Justin Trudeau legalized witchcraft in 2018. I think it's time that we, instead of burning the witches at the stake, we should maybe take away their magical powers. Okay? Because these people that we described earlier in this video are, entitled and have many mental health issues that are beyond comprehension. The depths of low that these people will go to great lengths, because it's a race or a win for them, and it's a win for the demonic team, you see. So, because again, the fallen angels are the ones that gave us these weapons. Over and out.
And will lead men astray so that they sacrifice to demons as gods. Now, if you notice, that is a continuation. They're not dead. They're still there. And they do what? They will lead men astray so that they sacrifice to demons as gods. Wasn't that interesting? CERN not long ago, where they sacrificed a young woman. Oh, they claimed it wasn't real, but found out later, according to Russian media, it was real. What?
What are HPM directed energy weapons? Why are they important to the warfighter? How are HPM weapons different than high-energy lasers? And how are HPM directed energies similar to electronic warfare, traditional electronic warfare, but different? Also, how are high-power directed energy weapons similar to but different from nuclear-generated electromagnetic pulse? When we're going to talk about how HPM couples into a target, what type of effects it can cause, a brief description of how we can protect our systems against HPM pulses, and then a summary and questions.